Ours turned out okay. I think they look pretty good. They better. They better. This is probably over an hour's worth of work right there. That with half of it motor. But anyway, welcome back to the Workbench, where we try to make things. And what we're trying to make today, or what we're continuing to try to make, is the Revell 1971 Mach 1 Mustang. This is for the Blue Ox Model Shop Street Machine group build, and we're making pretty good progress. But before we talk about that progress, let's go ahead and just address the elephant in the room, and that is, my glasses they're pretty dirty. They're kind of dirty. No, okay, yeah, I'm going sans hat. No more hat. I've removed the hat. I'm embracing the baldness. I'm putting it out there. I'm putting it out there that I'm middle-aged and I'm going bald. Let's look at let's check out the what we've got done in between episodes. And I've got some admitting to do. I didn't get as much done as I was hoping to, not because of lack of trying, but because these let's get down here. These plug wires. This is the first time I've done plug wires, by the way, or at least done them like this. Back when I was a kid, I used to use some of my mom's sewing thread, and I would use that to do plug wires, and it was horrible. But the actual wires like this is the first time I've done it, and this is quite tedious, and it was something. That's the best I could put it. I was losing my mind, but I did get one side done. We can kind of see how that's going to look. And I think it looks pretty good. I mean, honestly, the hardest part really was getting I've got using these little wire looms. This one I'm going to slide back up just a little bit. There we go. Using these wire looms. That was the hardest part, was to get the wires in, because I'm trying to do the correct firing order. I'm trying to do the whole 9 yards here. So to get them arranged correctly. I will tell you also that I ended up not using the 90 degree plug boots on the distributor side. And the reason being is I went to use them. In fact, I had the boots glued onto the wires. The boots are so big that there's just not enough space here to get 8 boots all around there. They just kind of cram into each other, and it was not working and did not look good. And I don't even think I could have got them to fit. So I basically just went wire into the drilled distributor, and I think that looks just fine. I have my coil wire hanging out here. The driver's side of the engine is not done yet. You can see the wires are still hanging out. Some of these, when I went to run them in the wire loom, pulled right out of the distributor, so I had to re-glue them. I saved you guys the headache. You just get to see the results. But let's just look at this side. Let's just gaze upon the glory of the passenger side that actually worked, and I think it's going to be okay. So I will get this finished up later today. And the other thing that I did get finished also is our battery. So I did a yellow top Optima battery. Hopefully you guys can kind of see this, which I think turned out pretty well. I've got the little clamps on there also, the cable clamps, and so I'll be able to run our battery cable, which I do actually have battery cable for them. So here's our just regular power wire and ground wire. I also will be running the wire that we're using for the stereo system. So I'll be running a power wire out of there. I don't need to run a ground wire, but I'll be running the power wire out of that also. So we'll have 2 powers coming out, a ground coming out. But let's look at the issue we have now with the battery. Of course, right? Things can't just go very simply. Let me take our chassis apart real quick, and I will show you the issue. You can probably already guess the issue. In fact, if you know the issue before I tell it to you, throw it down there in the description. Let me know what you think the issue is. Now, no cheating, no skipping ahead and finding out, but I'll show you. We all already know what the problem is. Let me go ahead and put the radiator support in. This will actually go in after the engine is installed. And now we're going to very quickly see what the problem is. The Optima battery does not quite fit. Let me come back down here and you can probably see better. It just does not quite fit in our battery location here. It's just a hair bigger than our stock battery. So I've got to figure out what we're going to do here. So obviously I could cut this out and box it in. I mean, that's an option. So we can see, what do I have? I have something I can point with. Let me grab this little screwdriver. So basically, right here in this fender well, we have it juts out right here. We could just square that off. I could go in and cut this, square it off, and then I think that would give us enough room for our, basically just build a box that fits our Optima battery. We can do that. That's one option. I could try to just remove the back edge, the back corner. Like, in other words, let's see, I could cut here back on the battery. So just remove all this corner, and then that would fit it in there. And I don't know if we'd actually notice that that's missing. I mean, I guess you could if you really looked. That's an option. I guess obviously another option is to relocate the battery, but I don't know where we where you would relocate the battery would be the trunk. But I'm not cutting this trunk open. I had no plans of cutting the trunk open. I don't want to cut the trunk open. This build's gone off far enough. I mean, we could cut the trunk open, but then if we did that, then we'd have, what we did for the interior would kind of be wrong. I would want those speakers turned around so they were in the trunk. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. That's not an option. We're going to leave the trunk as is. So we can't really, if we want to see the battery, we can't move it to the trunk. So I think I'm going to have to just modify, that battery location. I think what I probably want to do, I think probably what I want to do is just cut, let's come back down here and show you, is just cut this right, basically just make a cut here. I got a little decal there that will probably get removed. Cut right here. And then just put in a flat piece of styrene. Yeah, well, actually, you know what? I'll have to cut this whole box out. I'll cut the whole box out here. Here, up here, back that way, down that way. Continue this wall of the fender well just straight back and then square it off here. And then I think, can I do that? Yeah, I can do that because our core support's in front of it. So our core support's here. Or where our core support mounts is here. So that'll be fine. I think that's what I'm probably going to do. If you have a better option, let me know if there's if you think there's a better way to do it. But I think that's what I'm going to have to do. I'll try doing that this evening. See if we can get that battery to fit in there because the battery looks good. I like how it looks. I got the little decals for it and everything, and I think it looks nice, and it's going to give a good, once we get the cables running out of it, it'll look even better. So anyways, I think that that's what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to do something. I mean, I could, at the end of the day, I could just take my Dremel and just cut off this back corner here. Maybe that's what I do. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'll think about it this evening. Let me know what you think down in the comment section. Not the description. I always, in my brain, I say down in the description. In the comment section, put your comment in the comment section. Okay, good. One more thing I wanted to show before I get back to work on this. I think I found what's going to work for a proportioning valve and for the fuel filters we're going to need once we run all the fuel lines here in the engine bay. First things first, let me bring this over. I've got this sprue of parts. So I dug through my parts bin. I'm a hoarder, so I keep everything. And one of was this, which I think this was a Ford Fairlane model that, model's literally from when I was a child, probably. I bet I was, well, when I say child, I was probably early 20s when I was doing this. But what I found, and hopefully you guys can see it, look at this piece right here. Bring it up a little closer. Look at that part right there. I have no idea what that is, but I think I could shape that down. If I just cut the end of it off right there, that kind of looks like a proportioning valve. It even has, like, it could be one that you can adjust. It has what looks kind of like, could be a knob and an adjustable proportioning valve. I think I could make that little piece work. If I cut it down, I'm gonna cut it down smaller, right? Cut the end of it off and then drill it for the different lines. I think that's gonna work. And then check this out too. So the other thing we needed was fuel filters, or a fuel filter. And this is from, I think this is from a Testarossa. I think what this, this sprue is from. But look at these parts right here. And again, I don't know what those are. I think they might have been the tops of maybe shock towers or something. I'm really not sure what these are. But I think I could easily, let me put this down here. You might be able to see better. If I put my hand behind it, does that help? Yeah. See these? Those, I think I could easily turn those into fuel filters. Don't they kind of look like, in fact, if I just cut that tab off, drill each side, I think that literally looks like a fuel filter, like maybe like a billet-style fuel filter, inline filter. So I think we've got the solutions for both the proportioning valve and the filters. I'm going to do those this evening. Let me know what you think about them down in the, I almost said description, down in the comments section. Let me know what you think about those solutions. Let me know what you do about the battery. If you have any ideas, I don't know, just let me know what you think. I like to hear what you guys have to say. Do you think the wires turned out okay? I think they look pretty good. They better. This is probably over an hour's worth of work right there. That with half of the motor. But anyways, let me know what you think down in the comment section. If you've enjoyed this, hit the subscribe button. Oh, hit the like button. It's free. It's free to hit that like button. It helps me out. If you want to help me out, I don't know. I'm going no hat. Hit the like button for no hat. There you go. Subscribe, ring the bell. I don't know. Do all those things you do on YouTube, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.